You're listening to the Jay Bird Watching Podcast, the official podcast of jaysjournal.com and fansite.com. We are the official ballroom chat for everything Toronto Blue Jays baseball, from game highlights to rumors and all the stuff in between. Here is your host, Craig Borden, with co-host Jason Lyons and Liz McGuire. Now let's talk some Toronto Blue Jays baseball.
Hello and good evening, all you wonderful Blue Jays fans. Wow, a bunch of you popped right into this really quickly this evening. Great to see you already. And to that point, I can see why. There is so much fun going on right now with the Blue Jays win 2 back-to-back games and whatnot. We're back in it, or not back-to-back, but we're back in it. We got it evened up at 2. This series is officially a boxing match. Heavyweight after heavyweight going at it here. Having all sorts of kinds of fun. Jason Lyons, you're here with me. You've been through all of this with me at this point. How you doing?
Well, I'm super excited about it. It just keeps getting more fun as this gets deeper in. And I think one of the greatest things about this, and, I think this speaks to our guest tonight as well. I think that what this does is the world is now starting to see what an awesome baseball team this is and the awesome baseball players that it has on it and associated with it. Like, I don't spend a ton of time on X or some of those other ones. And I've just, every time you go on there, you see a new cool fact about a new or an old Blue Jay or a new Blue Jay. And it's teaching, there's a guy that's out there that's, I don't know, he's been at every game. He's some sort of a reporter of some kind, not a good one, but a reporter. And he's the kind of guy that's he's like, I went up and looked at the only igloo, that they have, or the igloos that they have in Canada, and went to the one McDonald's, like, like that kind of dumb stuff.
The whole country, bud.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I can't imagine anyone from the US has any kind of thinks that we aren't just exactly the same. But I like the fact that it's opening up 2 nations. The stuff between Doug Ford, the premier of Ontario, and the governor of California could be the greatest part of this theater. Like, they are so aligned, and they're making fun of Trump, and they're doing it all while having a great time and, making side bets on every game. And it's hilarious. So good.
So much
Anyways, so having a great day.
So, Jason, on that note of the fun thing, I think you need to tell everybody that wonderful little Ernie Clement thing that you were talking to me about before the show, because that was a fun little tidbit.
It's one of 100, but I don't know if you guys know this or not, but Ernie Clement is wearing a baseball glove for these games he's playing in the World Series that he bought on eBay off a woman for $150. He has used it for the last 3 years for every, he uses it in the outfield and he uses it on the infield. And it is a rat-beaten Mizuno glove from the 90s. That's him. I mean, it's so him.
It's got good luck in it, man. You can't let that kind of thing go. And you don't screw with a winning streak, just saying. Nope. So, as you all can see, I brought in the righty here this evening because our friend Brian Parup called in sick, and we get to have another wonderful evening. What I'm just going to say is basically our go-to guy for all things fun with Toronto Blue Jays here, Mr. Bob File. How the heck are you doing, bud?
Good. It's great to join you guys again. It's my hangout time. I get to know you guys, and what better way to do it than talk about a great game coming. Great series.
So you texted me not terribly long after that game on Monday night, Bob. Did you stay up for the whole?
No, I think you got. You know me by now. I saw the hype. I mean, I have things to do at like 5 a.m. It's funny, when I got up, I looked. The game got over in Eastern time. What, like 3 a.m. or so?
3 a.m. Liz had the sleepover at the Sky Dome because she was there for the watch party and everything.
Hardcore fan right there. That's true love right there. It's funny. I as soon as I saw it, I thought of my second big league outing. I pitched in that 17-inning marathon against the Yankees, and that was the last. You talk about pitching and like how to manage pitchers in that situation and who can go what. Like, the guy from the Dodgers went like 4+ innings, and only the first time in his career he went more than like 2, and that was basically the same scenario I found myself in. When it's wild because our game got over at like 3 a.m. I'll never forget it. We had to fly out to KC right after the game, and we had a 1 o'clock start the next day. And I mean, it wears you out just mentally more than anything. And I was in the bullpen, so I can imagine how the everyday players. But that being said, they're in the big leagues. They're flying chartered planes. They're not too tired. Let's be honest. They don't have to get up and do sheet metal work the next day. you know.
Yeah.
I mean, Ohtani, we're seeing history here. I mean, I saw Joe Torre talking about Ohtani yesterday, and I was just like, yeah, he even said it's like the best player he's never seen anything like this. And that guy was a baseball lifer for how many years, you know, and for him to say that, it's pretty phenomenal. But that being said, the Blue Jays, again, they make contact. They make contact. They don't strike out. And that's what's giving teams headaches all year, and especially now. So it's great. They're a fun team to watch. They're by far one of the. I'm so glad the Brewers didn't make it versus the whoever the hell they are, like the Yankees all the time. It's just two teams that I think are the two best teams in baseball. Real.
I agree with you. So on that note, I would love to pick your brain, being the guy that's been in bullpens and all that stuff. I knew you had played in that lawn game that you brought up, and that was such a great story to begin with. What does this kind of thing do for the next day? I know you mentioned the charter planes and all that kind of stuff, but when it is the next man up to go through this kind of a game, I was worried that the Blue Jays and everybody were just going to be gassed. But looking at the two teams, it definitely looks like the Dodgers are in the beaten up a little bit more from that marathon that was the Monday night game than the Blue Jays are. At least you had Bass and everything that were meant to, you know, Eric Lauer eating up 5 innings, MVP right there.
Unbelievable.
Awesome. So what's the mental state coming to the game the next day? I don't know what your guys' next day was in KC, if it was a day game or not, but figure it was an evening.
I think you're talking about a whole different animal here in the World Series. Like playoff baseball, I mean, you're just in another gear anyway. And I think, and these guys are all young, right? Like now that I'm 48, it's like, I mean, if I felt like I did in my 20s, I mean, I mean, during the regular season, maybe it will feel like more of a grind, maybe because you're playing every day, 162 games, but in the playoffs, in the World Series, I think even if you're exhausted, I mean, the Dodgers have the advantage in that type of game because they're used to the time. There's only midnight, and if you think about it, I mean, most of the guys are staying up to midnight during the regular season anyway, and they sleep until, you know, like 9 o'clock, and then they go to the field early. So I think if anything, the Blue Jays were at a disadvantage in terms of the swing in time and them getting to bed by like 4 a.m. and then waking up and being all groggy. But like I said, World Series baseball, I mean, it's not even a factor, I don't think. I think the media made it out to be like, oh, Ohtani's gonna be so tired because he ran the bases so much. I mean, come on. Like,
well, they made a big stink about the fact that there's a predominance of the Japanese players that really adhere to these sort of really different sleep patterns that have been brought in as, you know, as athletes try new things and just try to expand the way that they get ready for games and everything. And I mean, I found it interesting, you know, that they sort of were living and dying by that sword. But yeah, I mean, he's a professional athlete that wants to play, you know, he wants to play in the World Series. If he's got to go on a couple hours sleep, he's going to go on a couple hours sleep. They all are. Do you guys think, what do you guys think? I feel like even though, you know, everybody was involved in the same game, do you guys not feel like the Dodgers have been way more whipped by this long game than the Jays? I mean, the Jays did not look tired. The Jays did not look like, certainly as like Mookie Betts looks, and I understand he's been sick and he's had all that, you know, he had that parasite and all the rest of that stuff. But I mean, the guy looks terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the Dodgers just, I mean, well, the right guys are getting hot at the right time. Like Ohtani's on fire now. He's finally blocked.
I don't think there's words to describe how in fuego that gentleman is.
Yeah. So wild. That's a pitcher's park. I mean, LA I mean, and they're just, I mean, when you think about that game yesterday, if you look closely at it, I like to watch now that MLB has their own network and their app, and I go in, you can break down games, you can watch. I mean, it's really great to catch up on like the little intricacies of the game that happened. And if you look at the game, I mean, the Dodgers played well. Neither team really hit too much. I mean, if you look at the game, just a Guerrero hit that mistake. Like that was the biggest. I mean, obviously that's what great players do in those, but I think you're right.
Really the only mistake he threw in that entirety of that time too, because he was just on another level until that literally a hanging curveball just goes, and he threw him nothing but sweepers that first at bat too. That was the other thing.
Yeah, he knew he could get him with it, and But I just think I mean tonight's game's gonna be interesting because Snell's going and Snell's a bulldog. I mean that guy can bear down, even though the Blue Jays got to him a little bit. Even if you look at that game closely, Snell pitched pretty well. I mean, all things considered, a couple bad pitches, a couple bad breaks. But I'll tell you what, just while I'm thinking of it, so that play. Was that last night or was it 2 nights ago? I mean, now the games are blended with Bichette on first and the called strike three. I mean, I don't know. It was 2 nights ago. That drove me in because the umpire should be held accountable for that. Because I don't blame Bo Bichette at all for that. I don't. The umpire delayed his calls. I saw the highlight again today. They were talking about it, and I'm just like, you didn't know if he struck out or not, and so everybody froze up. Like, what's going on here? And then they let the double play. I don't know. That was 2 nights ago. So turn the page. But
it did seem very odd. It seemed very odd, and they released. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but they released the audio of it, and he doesn't make a sound. Like there is no sort of half. There's no I could have interpreted it as X or Y or Z. It was nothing. It was no sound. And I mean, I don't know who's looking behind them to make sure that that it is a strike or a ball. I think you're just kind of focused forwards and I mean, it was disappointing and surprising and all kinds of things. And he's the head ump.
He's the crew chief.
Yeah, he's the crew chief. And he did, to his own credit, he did sort of say out loud, I can understand where they might not have heard me. The crowd was loud and they pumped so much sound into the stadium and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, man, I can get behind that.
That's why they make the hand motions too. I mean, come on, like. Yeah, I just thought that was lame.
Yeah. The biggest thing is he even delayed the hand motion. It was
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was just held there. And then even it was a lefty, right? Right?
It was Varsho was at the plate.
Oh, Varsho. I get him Barger.
Yeah.
Barger. He's in.
Just call him Bad Intentions from now on.
Yeah, such a good nickname.
It's interesting. I mean, now I'm glad it's 2-2 because if the Dodgers win, it's daunting when you're down 3-1. But 2-2, I mean, for all the fellow Torontonians, whatever you call them now. But yeah, no, it's what a great series it turned out to be. Better than I thought it would be, honestly. I mean, I want the Jays to win, but I thought the Dodgers could potentially overmatch them a little bit with their pitching. He was warming up. Yeah, I'm like,
that's crazy. By the way,
wild.
That's and then. Did you guys
crazy thing? Go ahead.
Did you guys hear the story that Shane Bieber told after the game, where he said, he went out to the bullpen and he was starting to warm up, and he was like, was that for show, or were you actually going to go? And he was like, Max Scherzer came to me and he said, hey kid, if it was me, I'd be telling the coach I was ready to go and I'd be down in that bullpen. And he was like, all right. And so he walked over and he was like, hey, Max says I should be telling you that I'm ready to go and I'm ready to go. And he's like, oh, okay. Why don't you head out there?
Yeah, I haven't followed Bieber like really closely this year. How's he? What do you think about him?
I hope they sign him. Because what a trade. We got him at the deadline. He came in with literally still rehabbing from his Tommy John surgery. And oh my God, could we? I know we gave up a really good prospect for him, but dear God, it was not like he was going to be here like Trey Savage was. We got.
I mean, you get what you can do to win now. I mean, that's but yeah, no, that's a good pickup. I mean, I think it should be an interesting game tonight. Scherzer, I mean, the other night I was although he's just he's out of gas. You can tell he just doesn't have the same stuff. They show highlights of him from years ago, and I'm like, this guy was.
He's still getting outs.
I know.
They're intimidation outs, though. I feel like sometimes, like even as good as the Dodgers are, and as seasoned as they are, and all the rest of it. I mean, he's still scary, and I think we've all in our baseball times, we've all faced somebody who was just scary. And he carries so much weight when he's staring in at you And you're like, Jesus, like, I hope he doesn't hit me, because if I rush the mound, he might murder me. Like,
That's
no. Schneider. What was the Schneider's famous interview? There was
I thought he was going to
they
kill
asked him. They asked him, "How was it to go up and finally see Mad Max?" And he goes, "Oh, I was terrified. That was going to kill me. It was great.
Yeah, it was great."
So perfect.
great.
So talking about how fun this team is, Jason, it looks like you found the same wonderful article that I found on the intrawebs today, and I'm just going to share this slide here really quick from your Twitter account, because this was found on the internet, and this just is so indicative of the wonderful love that is for this team.
That's great.
This is, meanwhile, under a bridge in Tijuana, it's just so so good. Yeah.
And it's real now. I've actually seen they've now started to send out sort of like the pieces it was in as the guy's been painting it. And I mean, it couldn't be any cooler. Like, really, like, this guy's now hitting like legendary status. And, it's fun to be a part of, when you watch somebody who, I mean, he has so much love for Mexico, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's so good for him, because it's going to really up his stock, like from a personal level, like business wise. He's put himself on the map in terms of other teams too. I think he's going to be good for his career. I mean, just perform, because his catching skills, people don't talk about it enough. I mean, he's a great catcher. Like, he receives the ball well. No balls get by him, like old school. He's not missing anything in terms of pass balls and things like that, or wild pitches. He blocks everything. That's what I look at. I mean, his hitting's a bonus, and obviously he's a really good hitter. He's a good contact hitter. Goes to all fields. I mean, that's like all the Blue Jay guys. Who's the Blue Jays hitting coach now?
Oh, Dave Popkins.
Yeah.
In the first year, and we've talked about that on this show a ton, Bob. He was in the Twins organization, and he might be the MVP of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't hit our way out of, a brown paper bag, hit water if we fell out of a boat, insert, phrase here.
It's like hitting coaches at the big league level. It's not like they're teaching you how to hit. It's more about like strategy and thought process and the mental side of it. And if you have a real good hitting coach, they can make a world of a difference. So a big leaguer, because they already know how to hit the baseball, right? And it's all about situational hitting and things like that. And it seems like they're really good at communicating that. Or I'm guessing he's the hitting coach. I'm giving him all the credit here, but they have so many coaches now. They probably have this type of coach. I don't know how many coaches are on the staff too. Like, I know Pete Walker really well. I played with Pete. He's a phenomenal guy, just a person. And then John Schneider, is he younger than Scherzer? I mean, I feel like I always look at John Schneider, young kid.
He might be. Oh no, I'm gonna look that up.
But yeah, hitting coach, I give him some credit, because they take the. They always are the first to go, but I think they get none of the glory when teams are really, and besides baseball insiders, but like from the public in general, hitting coaches are the quiet, same thing with bench coaches and fielding coaches that do little things like when you have a good middle infield and things. So I think the Blue Jays, they got a good organization. There's a great organization. I mean, obviously biased, but I mean, the way they treated me and the way, like, just people, I mean, they've always been a rock solid organization, and that means a lot, especially when you spend a lot of time there. Goes a long way. So I think things are coming together. I think it would suck if they don't win this series, but because the World Series is so hard to win, and the Dodgers just had one. Come on, give it to the Blue Jays. All right,
I agree.
Yeah. So Max Scherzer is just about 5 years younger than than John Schneider. I almost went Davis. Too many Schneiders.
Well, I mean, the batting practice pitcher in the bullpen, one of the bullpen catchers is Alex. What's his last name? His first year was my first year, 2001. He's still there. He's still catching.
There you go.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy when you think about it.
It really is.
Got dogs barking.
Yeah, he's put on mute for his dog. Come on.
Oh, there you go. So I can usually step in when the dogs are barking. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things tonight where I think that I think we're going to see Trey Yusevich's real metal tonight. I mean, I think that that what you've got is you've got Blake Snell, who obviously underperformed, which hasn't happened a lot in his career. So the Jays are going to get their hands, they're going to get a lot of Snell tonight. I mean, he's going to come at them with everything he's got. And so there's going to be no freebies tonight. I don't think we're going to see him missing too much. You know, he's pretty dialed in, and I think that's what you know, the Jays are going to have to expect that. And I mean, as we've seen already, you know, Trey is pretty good. Trey seems to be able to step up in the moment, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see where those two land. I mean, Trey, I feel like if you were to be talking to him in the dugout today, he'd be like able to chew through a steel fence. He just looks like that kind of dude. So I'm hoping for some real fun baseball tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry to cut you off, Jason.
No, all good, baby.
Okay. But that being said, I saw a good kind of analysis of Trey today. I think it's there yesterday, talking about this upcoming start. I think he needs to throw his splitter to East tonight. For some reason, in his second start, I don't know if it's Kirk calling, like, I don't know. You know, they use all these analytics now and the strategy behind everything. But I noticed that he wasn't throwing the split to righties at all, and he was just throwing it to lefties. Now, I think the split, the way it comes out, it doesn't have the way he comes over the top. It's not going to cut on him. Like a lot of times with a split, you get a chance to cut it off and it cuts. You make a mistake and they crush it as like a BP fastball. But I think if he throws that to these two, even though a lot of the hitters on the Dodgers, they're big boppers or lefty, but like Hernandez, Tosker, I think, you know, he just dump of that split. Righties aren't used to seeing splits from right-handed pitchers. It just doesn't happen. Or at least it never has really. But I think with his arm angle being so unique, you can't tell. I think if he more, I mean, it's such a wipeout pitch. Even if they know it's coming, they can't lay off it. It's such a wipe that I think, you know, otherwise he'll get ground balls on it. The chances of him, might he get, you know, hang one, but even then, it's moving, it's diving so hard to get that ball in the air and really take it out. I don't know. I think that's a key thing for him tonight for me, is to see him throw that more against righties, especially when he's ahead.
I agree. He just wasn't getting the bite on the splitter like he had been. And I feel like, you know, young guy like that, my hope is that they've said to him, you know, trust it, throw it till your arms falls off. You know, like let's go. What are we doing here? Like, you know, we've got to start trusting this thing if you're going to be a big league pitcher and count on that thing. So I mean, it's all let it all rip tonight. Why not? You know, like there's nothing to be lost. Even if they lose tonight, they still got two more shots at it, as we've seen in the past. And you know, I feel like they've got everything to gain by Trey having a really, really, really good outcome tonight.
Yeah. The thing I've always loved about watching Trey through the minors and everything I've seen up to this point, you know, the funny thing is, guys, he is officially already in his last start. He's had more postseason starts than he's actually had regular everyday major league starts, which is just the funniest thing on the planet. Only 3 regular season starts. He's learned something really critical in all these games where he's had, I'll just say, the screw up outing. He's learned that next outing and come out just holding all the cards and dealing. And we saw that in his first postseason against the Yankees and no hitting them literally for 5 innings. That last outing of the season, he was a little rough, but he comes out in that outing, bang, door shut.
Yeah.
He did that same thing after he had a great great first outing in the majors. And then we saw the rough one in Kansas City. He came out and was gangbusters that last outing. And it was the same thing when he jumped from level to level. Had a clunker in the first one, then was his lights out that next start. So I'm thinking that last one was the clunker, boys. And I'm very excited to see what he brings to the ballpark tonight too, because the beautiful thing, regardless about everything, he is stoic, but you can tell he's hungry to help this team out, regardless of the fact that he's proven that he belongs with these guys at this point. It's the knowing he's there thing, I think, right now. And he knows he can go out there and just deal. And he's got the right ammo to be able to do that up on that bump. So
yeah,
excited.
House money, playing with house money.
Yep.
So but Springer's not playing. I just saw the lineup.
Is he not now?
the lineup. He's not playing Bo's DHing, but he must really be hurt. He made the look. I don't know.
Didn't
Has
look
he?
good.
Has he? Yeah. Has he? Because he looked at the age pull, which happened. They're impossible to come back with quick and just play through the pain when you're kind of. Springer's such a
Yeah, but
fun
there's
guy.
still something very threatening about him being able and ready to go off the bench. They know he's sitting there, and they got it. The
Yeah.
Dodgers can't be thinking too stupid, because if he was that hurt, he wouldn't be sitting on the bench. They have a fresh young stud in Joey Loperfido that can be on this roster in 5 seconds.
Local Jersey guy.
Yep.
Is
Joey Lopes. Joey
And
Lopes.
he was so clutch for us, so clutch in those outings. So I'm not worried about bringing him in, but obviously the idea of having one of the best home run hitters in postseason history on your bench, there's still a pretty big threat looming there. And I do think that that's where the Blue Jays are playing. And plus, they do think that with this day off, the Friday game, he will be ready to go. It's got to be the mindset.
I agree.
Trying to find the lineup for tonight.
Yeah, saw it somewhere pop up on my feed here.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the video of I saw the video of Springer running today.
Yeah.
You know, I know he's not in the he's not in the lineup, but I mean, I just keep feeling like there's going to be a Springer moment. I not that he already hasn't had one, but my feeling is that if this game gets going and there's a chance, or even tomorrow, even on Friday when they're in TO, I just feel like there's one more Springer magic moment in there. Craig, I don't know if you might want to mark the time on that one so we can, when it actually happens, we can repost it again.
We're pretty good at calling those wonderful home runs. We've done it twice already. Why not one more? So the lineup is posted on the Blue Jays social media stuff. Schneider's in the leadoff spot tonight against the lefty, which I do like. He does do pretty good. But to your point, Jason, it's been interesting to watch him swing at some of the pitches he's been swinging at in this World Series versus, I think, his normal. Hopefully tonight he gets that back within himself and we get to see Babe Schneider go off for something nice in this postseason. He's that one guy I've been waiting for him to have that breakout moment, because he is very talented at the plate. Vlad Jr. is going to be in the second spot, followed by Bichette, Kirky, Varsho, Clement, Addison Barger, IKF, and then Jimenez that is batting in the 9 spot. And obviously Trey Savage is going to be on the bump. I had this in the comments. I've been holding on to it, Mike and T.O., and I do believe we got to talk about this one, because I've been trying to think of like what embodies the Blue Jays playoff performance, and maybe this, wonderful, in a person. This playoffs and the World Series and everything, the team is embodied in somebody like what we've seen from, Andres Jimenez. He takes all these pitches, it's the team mantra, and then he hits those little over the infield yesterday and just gets us on the board going after that, Vladdy home run. That was that next catalyst to everything last night. And it was incredible to watch him just kind of, ignite that whole thing all over again and bring the team in. And that's what led to that 4-run 7th inning for the Blue Jays to really just put the cherry on top. It was just so much fun. And I think that's what we see from players like Andres, from Ernie. The wonderful fun that we have at the bottom of this lineup is just that embodiment of the team persona, I think.
I agree. I couldn't agree more. I mean, watching these guys, and I'm sure, Bob, you have way more insight, as you've probably had a bunch of these guys in your, sort of in your playing days and everything, where they were just dogs, like just baseball dogs. And Andres, I mean, Jimenez, he is, every single time he goes up there, you can actually see him looking like, what are you guys going to give me? Oh, you're going to take 3 steps that way? Okay. I feel like I'm a good enough hitter that I can put it there. And when he was struggling at the start of the year, I mean, he was so good in the preseason, and then, struggled.
Couldn't stay on the field.
If that's the case, if that's what you have to put up with to have this kind of guy in the playoffs, then, I mean, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. That's Bader. Harrison Bader kind of reminds me of that kind of player, even though he was a full-time starter. But yeah, those guys, I mean, every team has them, right, Jason? Like they have those, and in the playoffs they really shine because they're typically grinders. They just grind out every at bat, grind out every play in the field, and they're the ones that really shine because they always stand out. They'll do something where you're like, wow, just to keep innings going, games going, whatever it is. And you might not notice it during the regular season as much, but in the playoffs, it's like it really is exponentially highlighted. So they're the fun guys to watch in the playoffs.
So we got a couple of fun with the typical question here that I think everybody's been asking. Mike and To is obviously asking, why in the hell are we worrying about or why are we pitching to Shohei Ohtani right now? And Brother Lyons is I think hearkening the other piece to this whole thing here is you just got middle, in, and low, or it's just like stay the hell away.
Well,
Bob, I don't know if you were
It's
what you're thinking as a pitcher in the room here, what you're looking at when you're seeing Shohei's swing. Is there any way that you would have thought to attack this, I'll just say, superhero that is Shohei?
In World Series stages, it's even more important. But the comparison I do is 2004, was it, when Barry had all those home runs, Barry Bonds, and we had our meeting before the series. And it was a regular season series. And our meeting, we focused on Bonds, and we were going to pitch him the whole series. Literally, unless we intentionally walked him, we were going to pitch him in the other batter's box, like every pitch, intentionally walk him every at bat, no matter what the situation. Unless it was bases loaded, and then I don't know. But
you can walk him in the World Series like the Angels did.
And that's got to be the scouting report now. It's like we're going to just give him nothing to hit at all. Nothing. Like there's no egos. Don't try to get him out. There's not, unless you're in a situation where you have to pitch to him, which would be a basic load or like some situation like that. But otherwise, he's not getting anything to hit at all. Nothing.
I did like last night though. Like I did like the fact that they said to Bieber, we're going to certainly. It would have been really funny if they had walked in the first inning, first AB. I think that I don't know if they would have seen the humor in it, but I thought it would have been funny. I saw Vladdy. Did you see Vladdy down at first base doing this? But I like the fact that they allowed Shane Bieber to go after him. And I mean, anytime that you can prove that guy is human, go for it. Why not? If there's nothing that can be really badly hurt by that, then go for it.
Leads off too. That's another thing. Like a hitter like him 20 years ago is not off spot. I mean, he's in a 3 or 4 spot, so that's why. So yeah, of course, the first batter of the game, you're gonna pitch to him. You're not gonna put him on. I mean, it makes no sense. But there's a chance he hits a solo home run, pushing nothing. Because somebody said, where was it? You pitch him middle in, or don't pitch him middle in, or low in.
Stay away.
Well, yeah, he hit all the oppo. I mean, how many opposites he hit? I've seen. Like I feel like he loves the pitch out and away. He can hit that. I mean, he doesn't have many holes.
No,
if any, he goes in slumps. Like when they faced the Phillies during the regular season, I was watching him closely, and he was kind of in one of those lulls, and he was striking. He strikes out a lot when he's in a lull. He kind of jumps at the ball almost, but that only lasts for so long. It's just coincidence that playoff start kind of a lull, and now he's out of it. So that's gone now. So now he's back to, and he'll go on a hot streak here, and. Not too hot, right? I mean, but the Dodgers have a lot of guys behind them that are, superstars. I mean, Mookie Betts is a superstar. You have Freeman. I mean, you have all these guys behind them that
stars.
Yeah, you dance around him to get to what? You dance around Shohei to get to Mookie. Dance around Mookie to get to Freddie Freeman. Like,
no, I mean it's every guy in that lineup. Even like you look at Kiki, like the guy shows up in the playoffs in the World Series. I mean they're all, the Dodgers are built similarly to the Blue Jays in that they are a contact hitting team. I don't know where they were in terms of strikeouts, but they had to be at the bottom or the top half of least striking out. I'm guessing the type of hitters they are. They look like they put the ball in play quite a bit, not as much as the Blue Jays, but close. So that's why you're seeing an exciting series. You put the ball in play, it's exciting. I mean, it's
Yep.
I'm gonna think we'll see more of it throughout baseball. I think in the next couple of years, like begin to morph into, kind of like those contact type hitters with power guys mixed in, because this is the winning formula. I look at the Brewers; they were the same way. I mean, the team.
We actually had a very long talk about that with Brooke when she was on the show a few weeks ago. Brooke knows ball from social media, and her and. We were just talking. That was the 100%. The Blue Jays and the Brewers might have figured out where the next gold rush is in Major League Baseball with what they have going on. You guys remember a few years ago when the Blue Jays unfortunately didn't make it to the World Series in 2015, the bullpen became the thing you had to put all your money into, and strikeouts are now the king, right? And that's why now the 100 pitch thing is only so much more rigid even to this day. And there's never going to be another 300 win pitcher with Major League Baseball at the way it is. We'd be barely even lucky if we get a 200 win pitcher at the pace we're at right now, because the win is just so factored down and strikeouts are king, and the bullpen being as hot as they are is a big piece to that. But I do think that we've all been kind of getting a preview to the next big change in baseball because of what these Toronto Blue Jays have been doing with this put the ball in play and stuff will happen.
Yeah, so it would be good. It would make the game better and bigger. People more exciting. I mean, look at how exciting the playoffs in general are always more exciting because hitters are so more locked in to put the ball in play. And I think this kind of way in the last 10 years or so where guys are trying to get paid. I mean, basically they're trying statistics that get them paid, and that has been home runs. Doesn't matter if you're 50 times a year, and it's been throwing 100 miles an hour. Like can, let alone you make mistakes. So I think you're going to see a combination of things. I hope so. At least it makes the game a little more exciting, obviously.
Yep. So to wrap up the pregame show here, boys, because we're going to obviously keep doing pregame shows until there are no more pregames. So why don't we talk tonight for just a few seconds here before we wander off. I want to hear some bold predictions for tonight. Who's going to stand out? Who do you think might be that critical person for the Blue Jays to discuss this evening? Bob, you are the guest tonight, so is that what you'd like to put on spotlight right off the bat? I caught him off guard. Host duties accomplished.
Thinking, I mean, the obvious one. I mean, I don't want to say Guerrero because he's expected to kind of do something special every game. He's the superstar, but I think like Clement, I think he's been kind of quiet in a certain way. The previous from what he's done. I mean, he has a lot of hits, second most hits in playoffs. But I think he's going to do something tonight. That's my. I think he's.
So this is the highlight moment kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so.
There it is.
Field or at the plate. I'll leave it wide open. It's my pick.
There you go.
There you go. Jason, bold prediction, bud.
Quickly, I'm going to run this down. So this will dictate where my prediction is going. So I don't know if you guys, if you've seen it or not. So Schneider is leading off, starting in left. Guerrero Jr., Bichette at DHing, Kirk catching, Varsho at center in the 5 spot, which I really like. Clement at 6, Barger at 7, IKF at 8, and Jimenez at 9. So my pick for today is the mustache himself, Schneider. He is going to come out of a heavy slump. He likes leading off. He likes the way Snell pitches the baseball. I am predicting a big game from our main man, Schneider.
Yeah. Is this happen to do with any certain special mustache gentleman we had on the show yesterday? That might be
absolutely not. It has nothing to do with Rance Mullinex.
Rance was on the show last night, Bob.
I saw a little clip of it. He's a great guy.
Yeah. So we got some fun comments here that apparently Clement equals Molitor is the wonderful one. So Troy's on the point with that comment.
That's right.
We have some fans that are just going roar in the comments because that's what we do here. Glad to hear everybody's pumped up and ready to go. I think tonight the world is going to see the craziness that is Trey Savage. I don't think it's going to be quite as nuts as what the outing against the New York Yankees was, where he threw 5 1/3 no-hit innings. But I do think that this is going to be the spotlight of how he wants to be seen going forward. I think he's going to come in prepped. He's going to be crazy ready for this game. Guys, regardless of everything, he pitched well in that first game, but this is the first game of the World Series that he pitched as a 22-year-old rookie. I don't care how poised you are and how ready he was for this and how built he was for that game. But I just think that it's going to be an amazing difference in the world that he knows that this team is right where they need to be, and he just has to show up tonight and be himself and put them in a good spot to win. I think he's going to be on full display.
Yeah. That's a really going on that pick, Craig. I mean, with the superstar pitcher.
Yeah, there you go. Did I hype it up enough? I was trying pretty hard.
Like, I'm going to go with Joe Carter to hit a home run to win the World Series.
Yeah.
He wore the home run jacket the other night.
His pitch, you see it? Pretty.
Yeah, cooked it in there. I was actually watching. They
Yeah.
were showing the fastest recorded opening pitches. Does anybody know who has the fastest?
Was it 50
I think I
Cent?
saw-
It was way outside.
No. It was a real ceremonial first pitch that was clocked at over 90 miles an hour.
Sarah McLachlan.
Yes, underhanded.
Yes,
Oh, no shit.
It
Just
I
was.
was, I was wondering if you were going to have like a Ricky Vaughn moment or something like that, where frickin' Charlie Sheen all jacked up on, Tiger blood.
In second place, I feel like somebody said it on the thing. It said he was 80. Was Nolan Ryan?
I saw
I
that
think Nolan Ryan threw in the 80s, like 82 or 83. And then the fastest one, which was 92, was Ichiro Suzuki.
That one does not surprise me.
Full on. I mean, he ripped it. It was awesome to watch.
I would like to know a celebrity, or it could be like Tom Cruise coming in with like 85.
Yeah.
I would like to see that.
There's got to be a few of them. There's got to be a few guys that played.
Exactly. Or there's enough people that are that athletic and actually threw a ball, because that's the thing that always kills me too. It's like the one that blew my mind is like Conor McGregor is like the manest of men, and he couldn't throw the ball like more than like 5 feet.
Suit was way too tight. Come on, you see how tight that suit was? You couldn't throw a ball in that thing.
Valid point. It was just like I said. Regardless of that, I bet he does that over again, and it's a pipe bomb right down the middle. But it was just crazy. So
yeah. That's fun.
All right, boys, let's get at her.
Let's get going. So, Bob, is there anything last minute you want to just chime in?
No. It's it lives up. I like the fact that the games started out and actually been like not blowouts really for the most part. Like I don't want any first, second inning 7 runs and then it's kind of like a snore. The rest of the game, I like the game competitive. So even though I'm sure I'd love to see the Blue Jays come out and score 10 in the first inning, it would be.
Yeah. We've done that once. It was very entertaining.
I know.
Good stuff. So I'm looking forward to that competitive, because this has been one of the most competitive World Series I've seen in a long time. And it's been very back and forth, regardless of the wonderful Blue Jay connection that we obviously have to this World Series. But Bob, it's always a pleasure having you on here. We're obviously
Thanks for jumping in, buddy.
Ready to come out of the bullpen anytime. So thank you, Blue Jays fans, for tuning in. We greatly appreciate you. We all hope you enjoy the wonderful game tonight, and we cannot wait to see everybody ripping and roaring in the Dome on Friday evening. It's coming back one way or the other, so let's hope that they get something good today, steal an extra win, and then we can seal this thing up Friday night. We will be there. We will talk all things Blue Jays pregame with you Friday evening, and we will see you all soon. Let's go, Blue Jays.
Sure.
Woo. Cheers.
Thank you for listening to the Jay Bird Watching Podcast. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch at BirdwatchingGC, and our YouTube channel. If you want to support the show and get extra content, please consider joining to our Patreon at patreon.com/birdwatchinggc. Go Jays, go.
Woo.